And breaking this morning, one trade war is on after the U.S. retreated from two others. The Wall Street Journal declared this morning Trump blinks on tariffs against Canada and Mexico after receiving concessions the countries had largely agreed to weeks or months ago. But China is a different story. A 10% tariff on Chinese imports went into effect at midnight. China retaliated immediately, a 15% tax on U.S. coal, 10% on U.S. crude oil, and large displacement cars and pickup trucks. Also, an investigation into Google for allegedly violating their anti-monopoly regulations. So this is the back and forth over just the last few hours.
The battle lines have been drawn, and the world is watching as the U.S. and China escalate their economic war with unprecedented aggression. On one side, the U.S., led by a brash administration that thrives on economic intimidation, has thrown the first punch with reckless tariff policies that ignore the very fundamentals of global trade. On the other, China, a behemoth that has mastered the art of economic counterpunching, is retaliating with a precision strike on industries that matter most to American economic stability. Both governments claim they are acting in their nation's best interest, but in reality, their citizens, businesses, and global trade partners are the ones being used as pawns in this high-stakes game of economic brinkmanship. President Donald Trump, a leader whose trade policies oscillate between aggressive nationalism and sheer unpredictability, has once again thrown the global economy into turmoil. His administration's reckless tariff war, rather than creating the economic resurgence he promised, has placed U.S. businesses at the mercy of an unpredictable and formidable Chinese response. Meanwhile, China's President Xi Jinping, hailed by some as a strategic mastermind, is leveraging the full weight of Beijing's economic influence, deploying countermeasures that threaten to cripple key U.S. industries while bolstering China's own technological and industrial might. The hypocrisy on both sides is staggering. The U.S. champions free trade while slapping tariffs on allies and rivals alike, bullying nations into submission under the guise of economic security. China, which insists on multilateralism and open markets, has spent decades engaging in unfair trade practices, intellectual property theft, and market manipulations designed to cement its global dominance. Now, as the world's two largest economies collide, the casualties will be everyday people, farmers unable to sell their crops, manufacturers losing access to crucial materials, and consumers facing skyrocketing prices. The global market is holding its breath as this economic showdown unfolds, knowing full well that the ripples will be felt far beyond Washington and Beijing. This isn't just a trade dispute. It's a seismic shift in global power dynamics, a war waged through tariffs, regulations, restrictions, and pollution and supply chain manipulations. And, as the titans clash, the rest of the world is left to navigate the wreckage of their economic arrogance. Stay with us till the end as we dissect every move in this battle of giants, exposing the hypocrisy, the strategies, and the inevitable fallout. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. China's latest counter to the tariffs imposed by the administration of President Donald Trump has set the stage for a fresh round of economic confrontation between the two largest economies in the world. This strategic move comes with a mixture of measured responses, targeted economic restrictions, and regulatory investigations designed to pressure U.S. industries while safeguarding Chinese interests. The imposition of tariffs on select U.S. imports, along with an antitrust investigation into Google and other restrictive trade measures, signals that Beijing is ready to wield its economic might in a way that could reshape global trade dynamics. The decision by the U.S. to move forward with tariffs on products from Canada and Mexico before agreeing to a temporary pause indicated that the Trump administration was willing to flex its muscles on multiple trade fronts simultaneously. But the calculated response from China, rather than a knee-jerk reaction, reveals a strategy aimed at maximizing leverage, rather than simply retaliating in kind. Chinese President Xi Jinping is expected to discuss these issues directly with Trump in the coming days. But the landscape is already shifting in ways that could have long-term implications for the global economy. The measured approach taken by China underscores its intent to avoid a full-scale trade war, while still making it clear that U.S. actions will not go unanswered. John Gong, a professor at the University of International Business and Economics in Beijing, noted that China appears to be playing a more calculated game this time around. The hope, he suggests, is that the U.S. will eventually follow the example of Canada and Mexico, seeking a more diplomatic resolution rather than an unrestrained escalation. Just a quick reminder to hit the like bit below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. Unlike the trade war of 2018, which saw both nations engaged in a relentless back and forth of tariff increases, China appears to be better prepared this time. Rather than merely responding in equal measure, the Chinese government has crafted a response that spans multiple industries, targeting key U.S. economic sectors, while simultaneously bolstering its own industrial policies. The latest tariffs, which include a 15% duty on coal and liquefied natural gas, as well as a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and large engine vehicles, mark a shift in strategy. These measures are not just about tit-for-tat retaliation. They represent a broader push to reshape trade flows and diversify China's import sources. The global liquefied natural gas market, for instance, is already highly competitive, and while the U.S. remains one of the world's largest exporters, its shipments to China account for a small fraction of its total exports. That makes China's tariff on U.S. LNG a largely symbolic move, one that sends a message without significantly disrupting its own supply chains. Similarly, the automotive tariffs are unlikely to have a dramatic impact on China's car market, where the bulk of imported vehicles come from Japan and Europe rather than the U.S. But the symbolic nature of these tariffs, coupled with broader restrictions on American businesses, reinforces China's intent to show that it will not stand idly by as the U.S. ramps up economic pressure. Beyond tariffs, China has also tightened its grip on critical mineral exports, an area where it holds significant leverage over the U.S. economy. The recent restrictions on tungsten, tellurium, bismuth, molybdenum, and indium materials, deemed essential to U.S. economic and national security, represent a clear signal that China is willing to leverage its dominance in rare earth minerals to counter U.S. trade policies. These materials are vital to industries ranging from semiconductors to defense, making their restriction a potentially serious challenge for U.S. manufacturers. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The U.S. Geological Survey has long warned about America's dependence on foreign sources for critical minerals, and China's latest move only amplifies those concerns. Philip Luck, an economist at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, highlighted that China's export controls on gallium and germanium last December were just the beginning. The broader restriction on additional rare earth elements is likely to put further strain on supply chains that are already facing geopolitical uncertainty. In addition to restricting mineral exports, China has launched a series of regulatory measures targeting major U.S. technology firms. The announcement of an antitrust investigation into Google, for example, represents a major escalation in the ongoing battle over technology dominance. While details of the investigation remain sparse, the move aligns with Beijing's broader push to rein in foreign tech giants and promote homegrown alternatives. The Chinese government has made no secret of its ambition to achieve technological self-sufficiency, particularly in critical sectors such as semiconductors and artificial intelligence. Companies like TSMC and ASML, which play a key role in the global semiconductor supply chain, have already faced mounting pressure from both the U.S. and China as the two nations vie for supremacy in chip manufacturing. By targeting Google and other American tech firms, Beijing is not only pushing back against U.S. trade policies, but also accelerating its efforts to build a more independent tech ecosystem. The broader implications of this trade escalation extend far beyond the immediate economic impact. The global economy is still recovering from the shocks of the COVID-19 pandemic, and a prolonged trade dispute between the U.S. and China could have far-reaching consequences. Stephen Dover, chief market strategist at the Franklin Templeton Institute, warns that this latest round of economic confrontation could lead to lower GDP growth worldwide, higher U.S. inflation, and increased volatility in currency markets. A stronger dollar and rising interest rates could further complicate the economic outlook, adding to the uncertainty already facing businesses and investors. As the situation continues to unfold, the key question remains whether the two nations will find a way to de-escalate tensions or if this latest standoff will spiral into a prolonged economic conflict. The stakes are high, not just for the U.S. and China, but for the entire global economy. Trade disputes of this magnitude have a way of reshaping industries, disrupting supply chains, and altering economic trajectories in ways that can be difficult to predict. What is clear, however, is that neither side appears willing to back down, setting the stage for a protracted battle that could define global trade for years to come. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.